All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 2, Episode 23, which apparently is the final episode of the season?
Finale, yep.
Oh,
yep,
shit.
Yep, and I heard they announced something already after this, yeah.
Well, because of course.
Yeah. Good luck,
yeah, like
employees.
Well, right. But like, oh, yes, we get a Season 3. Yeah, no shit, we get a Season 3. Like,
it is not confirmed to be 100% a Season 3.
No, I know, but it's totally going to be a Season 3.
It might be a movie.
Okay, but like, if Jujutsu Kaisen ended up not getting a Season 3 after this season, that would be a bold move. Like,
it'd be maybe like a
very effective advertisement.
Will be a very effective advertisement for the manga, but also I think it would be a really cool thing to be like, hey, it's coming, but it's coming in like 2 to 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
Give it some break, give it some time, or if we do that, we're gonna do like, you know, an 11 episode, 12 episode, and then, you know, wait another year.
Yep.
Do another 13 or so later.
Do whatever you got to do.
Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Shoot, because I don't know anime production or anything like that, but
the episode that we thought was the
problematic
episode apparently
was one of the best.
Objectively, could not have been.
No.
Yeah.
So if anything, like that's not our area of expertise. We're just really, really happy this season exists at all, and it's really, really fucking fun to watch. And also to watch over again. I gotta say, I've watched Hidden Inventory many times now, but I've also now, because I'm bringing other people through the season, I've watched like multiple fight episodes specifically, like
over again,
over and over again. God, oh my gosh, this season was really, really fun.
Oh yeah.
And yet. It's horrible for Yuji. So
he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
I just can the guy get a little bit of closure here?
Hey.
You know, like just a little bit. Everybody's assembled. We got everybody here. Even Yuki showed up. Like
we can finally get the answer to that question, even though it's not actually Geto in there anymore. So the answer might be a little bit different.
Watch, the old fart's gonna show up. You know, like everybody in the show's gonna show up. We got fucking what's his kid from Africa, and Africa is gonna show up. We're gonna have everybody.
But you know what's also the thing that we'll probably get this episode, Caleb? Given that this is the last episode of the season, whatever the situation is with Nobara, it's probably going to be confirmed this episode.
Oh,
right?
No. I think it's already been confirmed.
Well, no, because they did the whole thing of the, hey, no promises.
Oh,
you know, right? Like we'll try and save her. You know, so
I see what you're saying. Depending on the severity of the things that's going on story wise, Yuji might not get a breather.
Sure,
and it's just going to be him closing his eyes as he goes to sleep, and then they end the season. Because I really don't.
Yeah, they could do that.
Like, I don't think they're going to necessarily give us like that kind of closure.
Well, the only thing
they could do like a rapid cut of. Here's all the people that have died, and it's just Nobara, you know.
If we don't get a confirmation that Nobara is dead, then I take that as a win.
I see what you're saying.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways, it would be a kindness to Yuji to not have to focus on those that have died.
Yeah.
But, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
God.
And we also got this OP, too. Like,
yes, we did.
This OP was...
But I just want to say, any other show out there, if you want to have an arc that has the word incident in there, it better be a fucking incident. Like,
yeah, this was a fucking incident.
Yeah, like
tens of thousands probably dead.
So much worse than we would have thought just from hearing, oh, there's going to be a Shibuya incident. Okay.
Right. I think Shibuya massacre is a bit too spoilery, so they went for incident.
It's the we don't want to acknowledge that this happened because this was a big fuck up, so we're just going to call it incident.
Right. You even had my brother.
Oh yeah.
I like we got so much. Toji showed up again. Wait. Did I see that?
What?
I saw the sword. That wasn't.
What sword? Like there was a sword there, but like wait, what?
A guy pulled a sword.
Wait, but like. But Daddy Fushiguro is super mega.
No. Him, Jacob. The original JJK protagonist.
Oh.
He's here. He's coming.
That would be the last character.
That's literally the
like
last
the only other character they could
not
have.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why would he? How would he?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Hence Toji kind of being one of the focus.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice, that focus, yeah. God, it's so good.
Ah. Okay.
We're superstitious here like that, you know?
Yeah.
God, it looks so good.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Far removed. I love that phrase. I love that phrase.
Well, and the ideals I pursue when she's touted as being super lazy.
Yeah, probably because she's thinking long term, you know?
Uh-huh. That's a line.
Oh. And so I became everybody.
When they tell you you can be anything.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. On Tengen?
What's he doing?
So you helped evolve Mahito with all those black flashes that he made. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh shit.
Oh,
okay,
no.
that's bad.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Wait.
Fushigoro's mom or sister?
What's that gonna do though? So a bunch of people all over the world are.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So just chaos all over the world.
Yeah. That's conservative, yeah. Oh, this track.
What is this goofy tone while he's given this crazy exposition?
Oh.
Huh?
Whoa.
Wait.
Oh. Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now they can actually do a proper fight. Nah, not yet. That's rather rude, isn't it?
Yeah, explaining things always makes them stronger, yeah. So you're not, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And now unleash all of
Just everything he's got.
Yeah, all of Ghetto's stuff. Yeah. Well. Yep. This was always the worry. He could do this. Yep. He doesn't need it
anymore. And so this is just to get away then, because he's done his plan, and now it's like...
I love that she's like not even focused on them. She's like, I'm gonna
And he's
kill
just
him.
still lying there sleeping. He's like, eh.
He's just like, fuck me. No rest for the wicked.
Nope.
Oh.
And just showing that off.
Yeah.
And the eyes took on Gojo's eye color.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking Gojo for you. Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. I'm loving the music choice. What?
The OP, yeah.
So is this going to be the look at like the regular people that are just marked
dealing with it?
Well,
or reacting to the Shibuya incident in general.
Sure, I was going to say having like abilities suddenly, you know.
I don't think they're going to get to that yet. I think it's just Shibuya
just
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, how?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
スマホやめて手伝ってくんない？わかりました。無事と断言できるのは奥多摩の町村、八王子市、町田市の一部、各当所だけです。今は1000万はくだらないぞ。都内全域を避難命令区域にセットの後立ち入り禁止区域とする。まさに人外魔境さ。より発表はどうするんですか？どこがやるんですか？どう発表するかでしょう。副長官とはまだ連絡が取れないの。と連絡つかずでして。
This is wild. I've seen some of these buildings. This is like literally live action. Wow.
みんな死んだらロビングもクソもないでしょう。大
阪へ。このままでは呪霊が各地に大量発生。都内で避難民の警護に当たっている今。
Just constantly spreading out.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that we're getting to see the responses of regular people that are aware of the spirits
This is
sorcerer
not
situation.
Disappearing. Everyone. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Wow. Yeah,
that's
gonna
to not piss off the other countries.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nice. Okay.
It's still going, yeah.
Holy shit.
Those are all just cursed spirits just spilling out, yeah. I would love a story where they announce the actual horrible, dark, magical stuff just happening in every...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, shit. And it showed up on camera.
Yeah.
Peaceful boat on a river. Fuck.
Holy shit.
It's like an egg that just got cracked.
Yeah.
Now it's just falling apart.
All right, who's gonna ground us in this story here? Like,
yeah, is that regular food being eaten?
No,
or a person?
No, that sounds like people.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just camping out in here.
I mean, we're going post-apocalyptic on the national level at least.
Right.
Jeez, that eerie silence. Oh, is there something right outside the door there? I see that little shadow. Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
Well,
we're going back
to the... Oh,
yeah, you start seeing something that, you're fucked anyways. So, you know, on the off chance it's friendly, that's...
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh!
Hey!
It is him!
All right.
Holy shit!
Cool. Sorry about
forgot
that.
how soft his voice is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a casual badass walking around.
Yeah.
White, black, and a sword. Very I love it. He's just going around being a good hero. Just
Yeah.
oh.
Was her family just like on a trip or something, and then... quiet, please. Yeah.
Don't over. God.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
At that point where you get to be so powerful that you're kind of just on your own side.
Okay.
All right. Who was she talking to? Oh, to him?
Oh. She's a part of the new order of things, and he's a enforcer of the old. Oh. Did he make it
gonna be the one sent to kill Yuji?
Yeah. Yep, you're right, Jacob. Yep. Who?
Wait.
What?
Huh? Okay.
Oh, we time skipped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Survival. Right. Yeah.
Wow. And they're doing that because he was the one that was going up against Jujutsu Sorcerer like society and stuff. Oh my god.
Oh, we're getting a reset on the world.
Oh shit.
We lost.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh shit. So it's gonna be an underground crew trying to just survive and
Okay.
Fucking Yuta versus Yuji. Oh,
previous main character versus current main character.
Yeah. And now we get swallowed by the darkness, And this is just gonna be Yuji walking away. Trying to just
maybe?
Well, so did Yuji I think we're getting set up for some kind of twist with Yuji and Sukuna because of the Inumaki's arms got. So I'm guessing what that was then Sukuna went wild. That's when that happened.
Sure.
Because I feel like it'd be weird
or it's just a lie and they don't care because they're also doing things like this person needs to be executed because they incited the incident. Gojo's an accomplice. All that stuff.
But I think that they wouldn't lie about Inumaki's stuff like that. It's too specific. That happened.
There's like, what's the purpose of it?
Well, right. It's just whether it happened when Sukuna went wild or no. Okay, that's still Yuji. I think. Yes. Yeah. Just trying to stay sane. Yeah.
You're not Toto.
He's just bringing him here. It's a good place to fight. Cool.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's where we end it. Wow.
That was a bold choice.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything that we'd got this season as far as the Shibuya incident was very much like following from one thing into the next.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, we end it with basically
the world closure and kind of a Fogetto closure. Like a philosophical, here's what my plan is. Yada,
sure,
yada.
yeah, right. But as far as mechanically with the situation itself, it's just hard cut.
Yep.
Like that is.
Yeah, I think it's probably maybe this is the thing that they maybe plan to have 2 more episodes, but they're like, we got to end it here. I think if anything, like, they just decided, if we're gonna end it, this is what we need to cover.
Yeah, like there's definitely a kind of impact that you get from doing that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I loved the dread, though, because if you're going to sell us on the idea that Japan is done forever, even though they're trying to basically have some order, the chaos that Fogetto unleashed through all of Ghetto's spirits being released, because he doesn't really need it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I used Mahito's ability to idle transfigure the seals on all these people that I've set up over the 1,000 years or whatever.
Right.
That's his grand plan. It works. It does its thing. And now we're in the world that he wanted. And yet, we still have our heroes and stuff, because they're all going to be fine because they're off screen. Yeah. All right, season 2 is over.
Okay.
That was an ending.
Yeah.
We didn't get as much closure maybe as we would have liked, but they decided to give us the world ramifications of the Shibuya incident for not just the sake of the world of the story, but for us as the audience to be like, okay, there should not be any reason to bring us to this level of scope in the near immediate future. So then when we go into season 3, it's just hard post-apocalyptic. Japan is in burning and danger and chaos, and our party is just going to be like, all right.
Right. And given how many things were still sort of left open, even though we got the 5 new statements and all that stuff, that will give a good reason for the story to have a slower pace in the beginning of season 3, because we need to actually figure out what the situation is for these characters. Because for some of them, they've had things completely upended, like, the principal got sentenced to death.
Right, but I think in some ways you don't have to have a completely slow pace. What you can do is you can focus on a limited amount of characters and reintroduce the cast.
Yes, right.
And that's fun, because in a lot of ways, the damage of Shibuya is not necessarily going to be just a visual one of the world being done, but it's the emotional one of, Yuji's got 15 Sukuna fingers in him now.
Right, or the fact that
done all this stuff as Sukuna.
The Jujutsu Sorcerer Society not just saying, oh, hey, Gojo, Yuji needs to be executed. Okay, that makes sense. Gojo, we're going to call an accomplice, and you shouldn't try and free him. Okay, that seems a bit more strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a power play within Sorcerer Society as a whole, rather than we don't believe that he was actually, imprisoned. We think he was an accomplice this whole time. Right. No, they specifically say, don't try and free him.
Right, meaning that there is a way to free him, obviously, but it's we need to kill Geto, Fogetto. We need to kill Yuji because he's effectively that much closer to being Sukuna. And then we need to wrest control back once all these powerful people have been dealt with.
Exactly.
And the reason why they're probably confident in this regard is that Yuta, Okatsu, has a deal and is probably just aware of how bad things are and doesn't have any emotional attachment to Yuji, really.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
It's a
you hear about some, cataclysmic level disaster and you're like, yeah, well, sorry, kid,
Yeah, it's tough luck. You know?
Tough luck. You got dealt a bad hand, but, we got to do this, right?
Yeah, I can't have you doing this again with a more powerful Sukuna.
Right.
That's just dumb. So.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
it's crazy
Right.
because it feels like it's a power play from the society that in some ways they might have been wanting to do for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And this,
they just couldn't do it.
This presents itself as an opportunity because there were all the people that were so powerful that they were just like, yeah, no, fuck you. We'll do what we want because we can, right? And so now there's an opportunity where it's like, hey, we can basically, brand you a heretic, or something like that, and then try and turn everybody else against you. And because everything's so chaotic, right?
Oh yeah, everyone's
we might
looking
actually be
for
able to get away from it. Like we're not just going for the survival here. We're going for like the
we're gonna win something. Out
Yeah,
of this.
yeah.
And that's the dirty thing.
It's
about
beautifully scummy.
Yeah, that's the dirty and beautiful thing about people at that level of power, where they basically look at a disaster and they go,
We can use
so
this.
what you're saying is this property's value is going to be really low.
Right, exactly.
And I can just start buying it up in the 20 years when it's all rebuilt.
People are scared and will have to do kind of what we tell them because they need organization in a time like this. So we can basically we can get them to do things that they might not otherwise because
So we'll fly out of the country and start messing up.
Yeah, exactly. Right, like that's
shit.
That's
realistic.
Fucked up shit.
It's the fucked up stuff that would literally happen in our world. So it's fun to see that was the focus here, but then the Fogetto, a bit in the beginning being one where he's he's an Avengers level threat. He's doing all this stuff. There's nothing really they can do to stop him.
He's doing his Eisen getaway,
right. But Yuki here is basically I'm coming in here now and I'm gonna shape things up, but I'm not working with Yuta. That was a really cool little moment there of her being like, yeah, you're doing your thing, but I'm not actually on your side. So that's basically the reveal that Yuta was her ally, I think, when she was talking about that point. So it's Yuta's thing is he's just going to go around and just start killing all the cursed spirits. Which he's that fucking strong.
Right, yeah. If you have, that's really what you'd hope the special grades would do. And if you have a special grade that's actually taking orders from you, then of course. Now, the idea that then they're going to send that special grade to then be like, okay, we're going to take care of Yuji instead of, dealing with the other cursed spirits. That totally makes sense from a logic standpoint because you need the strongest to take out the strongest and all that stuff. But also at the same time, humanitarian aid, well, it's an acceptable loss to just, have, right, like that, okay, right, like it's...
it's so dirty.
All the dirty shit is happening here, and I love it.
So, yeah, we lost the idea also to showcase not our characters any more than just Yuji being like, and I'm going to do my part. I'm going to, continue what his character's done. Make my death eventually meaningful because of all the people now that I've hurt because of Sukuna.
Yeah.
So the idea of being like, he's actually just like Yuta in that it's I see things as very simple. I just need to reduce the number of people out there, or spirits in this regard, that are going to be hurting others. I love that Yuta is not, a villain, but will be our antagonist and probably won't be one forever. I think if anything, it's going to be a really exciting thing to have these two actually speak to each other because they both have gone through some shit. And so the idea that while they might be different, there's a lot of reasons where actually they're very similar, not just from a meta funny angle, but also just Yuta has made his curse his power now,
Right.
And Yuji will slowly but surely not make Sukuna his power, but make basically the life that has been cursed basically his power,
Right.
And that's really exciting.
And and having the setup for the engagement be something where it's done in all kinds of sussy ways, that's going to be a good reason that it can be set up for then where
to be subverted.
To be subverted, where they can beat each other up until they become best friends, right?
Yeah, and then maybe Megumi and Yuta will be his new two.
No, Nobara's totally alive.
Bro, I think at this point it's there's no confirming the bodies because it's the like.
No, but that's the point. Like, so they hard cut away from the resolution of it, right? Which means that they can have it kind of go however they want. But the thematic aspects of this episode was, let's show all the crazy impacts of the things that happen.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they decided to have it be on a bigger scale than the intimate and personal,
yes.
which is a good reason to then not have, not show, oh, here's all the faces of the dead people.
We'll reintroduce ourselves to the cast later, but I get what you're saying, that if anything, the main thing why I still don't think that this is happening is that it's Mahito. Mahito, he messes with your soul, man. He comes in, he touches you, you're done. Yeah. It's a bad touch ability. She's done. It's not just the physical stuff. That's the representation of the soul being broken and dead. I'm sure that there's a possibility.
Permanent ramifications for this happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see them going for the thing of that she's a corpse, she's been frozen, and there's some gnarly shit that could happen way later. Yeah,
she's in some comatose state.
But I think she's...
The eye patch, I know I say it a lot, but like, it was a localized injury. Yeah. But, things like that. Or the fact that like the one that was actually kind of surprising to me is that we didn't get a bit of like Maki. Right? That was one of those ones that was intentionally very...
I think she's going to be alive.
Very ambiguous. And this is the kind of thing that makes me think that she's going to be alive, even though realistically I feel like, no, she should totes be dead. And that would be the like,
I think
discover that after the fact.
I think that's why thank you. This bringing up Maki, because I completely forgot about Maki, but like that's a classic example, I would say, of where they've set up a good reason for her to come back, whereas they didn't do that with Nobara.
Really?
Nobara, they gave her the episode. Maki was fucking hit, and there was nothing following up with that. And they also showed that her bottom half was completely fine. So I would love to see personally more than Nobara, even though I love Nobara maybe even more as a character. I would love to see Maki because of her potential with the concept of cursed energy being something where does humanity need to optimize it, or does humanity need to basically cast off from it? Because in a lot of ways, we've now been revealed that cursed energy is kind of a Japan thing. Just in general, it happens all over the world, but it's concentrated here probably because of some things like with Tengen, like with these older beings, like with the superstitions and the general culture regarding that stuff in Japan, which is cool. But I just would really love to have Maki being just fucking scarred and nasty and like she was always a hard ass, but she was so clean and like proper that it kind of didn't mesh with her personality. If that makes sense.
And that's where and the you're going to hate that I say this, and I don't want to make this be a big point of the discussion since that was something from a while ago, but all of that stuff could also apply to Nobara. But when you think about the characters and what all of that stuff would mean, it fits that we would go into that kind of a direction because everything is upended. Yeah. And if you want to think about, why did we not get the confirmation of who's alive and who's dead? Well, in a lot of ways, the characters themselves probably don't know, right? The very organization that they worked for, Jujutsu Sorcerer Society, is basically saying, hey, this is our opportunity to do a power grab.
Do a nice little wash on that whole thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We don't care.
Right, we're just going to call it an incident, right? You know, and so it's only natural that then when all the main characters go underground, they wouldn't necessarily know who's all still there, right? No. Especially if Yuji is doing things like, hey, I'm going to go out and be a little, like, lure bait for all the cursed spirits that are out there because, hey, I'm a big juicy steak, and then either I'll die or I have a bit of a death wish, and either I'll die or at the very least I'll attract a bunch of them to me, and then maybe even as other people come to execute me, they will then also need to take care of the cursed spirits, and then hey, I might have just saved that city over there, right? So
that's probably my favorite thing that could be almost extrapolated way too much out of this episode is the idea that Yuji's alone. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that's because everyone was separated when, Fogetto did his thing. I think that's he walked away from everybody. He's traumatized, and yet when we saw him, he was focused. He had he looked good. He looked okay.
And he had people around him that were like going to support him.
No. Okay. No, I'm talking about on the bridge at the very end of the episode.
No, sure.
He didn't have anybody around him.
No. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. What I'm saying about that is that he chose to leave everybody. And by doing that, he's basically said, yeah, if I die, I die. Like, I don't want any of you guys to try and keep me alive.
And I would say that's very straightforward. Especially with everything that's happened in the season, I don't think anyone would really debate that. But that's where again, the fact that they just hard cut away gives them a burden of explanation in when the story is revisited.
And that's why you think season 3 will be pretty slow.
Because
I understand.
Yeah, even if it's not from the standpoint of like, like say we keep it really intimate and stuff, and that way we can still have action and things like that.
That's
as far as the broad strokes, it'll still be slow because they'll have to. Okay, Yuji's here. How did he end up, leaving from everybody else? What's Chozo's deal, and how is he?
But that way they can progress Yuji, for instance, or
exactly.
Yuta, for instance, really quickly and by focusing on just him for like a good amount of time.
And I will say, as far as where I think ensemble cast stories that end up having these kind of big bombastic war arcs, and oftentimes those are like Battle Shonen and things like that, where I feel like they can kind of fall off the rails, is then, oh no, there's too many characters, and if it's not an action set piece, and again, with this action set piece that we got, we were very careful about introducing characters into that action spectacle in a trickle. That way we could keep it small and focused, but once it's all done...
Well, you just cleared the cast a bit, too.
Right,
so.
Yeah, you cleared the cast a bit, but then also, oh, hey, you have Yuji go off on his own. That's a way that then we can not have the problem of, all right, now there's 20 different characters that are all injured and, in critical care or something like that. How do you not just have it become something of just the daily life of them as their...
Right. No, that's probably one of my favorite parts about bigger stories like that, like when One Piece had Marineford and stuff, and then we had the time skip arc. I really loved that stuff with Luffy, and so here if we get something with Yuji, who I think still needs a lot of character focus.
Absolutely,
he in some ways is overshadowed
by the world implications.
Well, no, by the story's focus on the fights, not necessarily giving him the opportunity to delve into who he is as much as I would like for a main character that carries his specific themes. And I think that the story expressed those themes really well in Hidden Inventory.
Yes.
And that was not Yuji focused. So we didn't really get that time with Yuji. So I would love the ways in which they've set up some parallels, like you brought up some a while ago with Geto and Yuji. There's some really cool ones there. There's some other ones as well that I would really love to see explored with him. So if we have okay, cool. You loved your ensemble cast? Well, fuck you. There you are. A bunch of them are dead or missing or recovering gone or whatever, recovering. And now we're gonna go to Yuji for a bit. I would love that. I would really love that.
And the bit with the bridge, it was a beautiful bit of imagery. I like the fact that he specifically clapped in order to bring everything to him, because it's
a nice little callback to his
to his brother, right?
Who might never use his ability again.
Yeah, he might.
Because he said his boogie woogie is gone.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a whole thing. And yet, what was shown there is nothing that felt new from the standpoint of where Yuji was at, right? We saw that when he was in the underground hallway, right? Before everything happened with, Nobara and all that stuff. But like, that's something where it's like, that feels like the natural conclusion for where Yuji would be at, given everything that he's gone through. And so it's like I'm excited to see what is all the character stuff that gets gotten into in the next arc.
The egg
but that is you passed the buck.
Yeah, the egg has been cracked. What is going to be born out of this kind of moment here? And in some ways, having the villain be one whose tropes specifically lean towards and I was excited to get into this, but he's basically not important in I don't need to be the direct instrument of any of this anymore. I've done my piece. I now need to live in this world. And effectively, what can be cool is he can then shed Geto, because now, also in a fun little symbolic way, Geto got what he wanted. This is the world that basically would have been it's not exactly what he would have wanted, but it is the fucked up kind of twisted image of that's been kind of bastardized by one person's vision.
Right.
And Geto's thing that was so tragic is that he really pushed himself into the belief that there was only like two options here.
Right.
So that when the third option that, was, maybe thought about but never fully said was kind of brought up, he leapt at it because he had
he'd been dealing with a catch-22, and so it's like, oh, hey, because you set yourself up to be, you defined the game to be a losing one,
right.
And then suddenly, you choose a different, different path when realistically that wasn't even the only, alternate thing you could have done.
Right. So now with pure chaos being unleashed here, and in some ways, the part that I'm potentially really excited about, the forcing of people to adapt to cursed energy, feels kind of like what Fogetto did here by forcing the activation of all these sleeper agents, basically.
Right. It's enough of a mess that it can't be swept under the rug. Makes sense.
Oh, right. Yeah. But I was meaning that it's a way, and it's a flavor of what one of Ghetto's solutions was to basically make the whole world Jujutsu sorcerers. The idea of...
Oh, right. And then his whole thing was, okay, so then you just get rid of all the regular people. And then,
Right. So, but what Fogetto's thing here is a combination of that, of make a lot of people in Japan Jujutsu sorcerers. Everyone normal will die in Japan basically because of the chaos of all this.
Sure.
And then you'll have this tiny little faction basically of super sorcerers.
Yeah, you have this very much feels like an X-Men style, like just evolutionary event where suddenly like
super fast.
Right,
all in
super
one
fast.
thing that someone has been planning for a while, and they're basically just the vehicle to shift that. But then Yuki brings up the thing of you realize where this goes, right? Like, your plan has so many holes and flaws. Like,
right, and that's one of the things that's kind of tough about it, is because we hard transition from action spectacle into sort of monologuing villain. Here's my grand master
right,
plan.
Because he had effectively won the fight at this point. They were all frozen.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yuki just showed up, so it feels kind of bad that it's like, we get the cavalry coming in, and
but
then...
because we don't know what she can do, really, it's the...
Well, we know that she's...
Oh, no.
Like,
no, I get what you're saying, but the fight would have to explain what she can do through showing it in order to have us understand why any... You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Would have slowed the...
No, totally. And that's... The decision that the story made was a decision, right? There were benefits to doing what they did, but... it was a very different kind of decision than the decisions that have been being made up until then. Yeah. And then as a result of that, some of the things that maybe we had been,
expecting or hoping.
Yeah, I'll talk personally for myself, that I had been expecting, hoping, really enjoying that the show did. Suddenly it didn't do. And then the new thing that they introduce, there are aspects of it where I'm like, well, wait a minute. I still don't feel like I fully understand all of the things that Geto was implying, or how he was able to keep certain people alive for 1,000 years that he had marked or whatever.
No. He had been doing this for
right, but if you mark a person 1,000 years ago, that doesn't necessarily help like today.
Well, I think the fucked up thing basically is that he's been keeping them in like some kind of really fucked up stasis and stuff.
Yeah, I can come up with all kinds of explanations for how that works, but since the story didn't give any to me, I effectively have to like finish that for it, right? Or just take it at face value that that's a thing it can do, but then it isn't as satisfying because mechanically, I just have to accept a hand wave.
Can I give you a thing?
For it.
It's not I don't think it's a hand wave. I think it's something where they're saying, we don't want to give you all the details here. Why would he? He's already expositing. Giving all the details would take even more time. But we literally had a thing in the arc where Yuji has a strange thing where people have like felt that he was, their brother.
Yeah.
And then we have a thing where Chozo has been specifically fucked with family-wise with this guy.
Yeah.
Then giving us an alternate explanation to this was like some kind of latent ability of Yuji's or Sukuna's to, no, actually, Yuji is probably one of these, like, people who are related to somebody connected to this guy.
Sure.
And that's why Yuji's been this strong fucking abnormality of a person.
Yeah.
And then it's all these people who are marked, it's not necessarily that they were kept alive for 1,000 years, but those people that were marked then had kids. That's how it ends up being so many, is that it's the I then have a claim to your bloodline.
I mean,
basically.
sure. I like the idea of that.
That's a thing that's not. It's a very loose explanation I came up with
and
pretty much instantly. Like
no, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's again something where like especially given that he had already been outed as like, yes, that was one of the many names. That could have totally been something that he could have thrown in there of like, yeah, no, I've been doing this over 1,000 years, and everybody like that could have added to the gloating where he's like,
yes, but again. It's neither here nor there. He didn't focus on it, so it could be just wrong. It's
no, exactly.
I'm just coming up with
no, totally. But as a result of that, it's something where now we're having a thing that was the conflict and the resolution and the ways that everything was being affected by the actions of the characters was very easy to track with everything that was happening, right? Because it's action, and with the way JJK does it, it's like awesome.
Yeah, you can follow along.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we shift to something different. It's not as easy to follow along with, and it's having even bigger implications than the stuff that already had happened.
Yeah.
And so, regardless of whether
we're
there
making
is
a new world here.
No, right. But regardless of whether or not there is a good explanation that we're going to get at some point, that affects whether or not it's satisfying in the moment, especially when it's changing what we've been enjoying and being given.
Okay, cool. It doesn't affect me at all because I'm caring about the characters. This guy is just giving his villain monologue of, I did a thing. I had a plan. I did it. This is it. I don't need to have like an explanation for why it works exactly in the thing there, other than it's going to have ways in which it will have ramifications, and rather than tease those things out and half cock us here, they give us basically no ramifications shown to our characters that we know, other than one scene with Yuji and then Yuta, which means then we get to actually like be like, okay, cool, this is a pin for the world here and all these characters, and then as they go back to the story, they'll one by one bring us into those characters' stories as they get reintroduced.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No arguments there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't really feel like I have a whole lot to say about this episode because a lot of it is like teasings for what the next arc is going to be.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Okutsu and Yuji being like faced against each other. I think that's great. The fact that Geto specifically showed off the Gojo box before leaving, I think that's also really good, so that it's like, hey, that plot point, that's not just being lost somewhere.
Gojo will come back.
Gojo will come back, and
it will take some time, but during
but also,
that time,
if we want to get him back, we know what we need to do.
Yes.
Right? We need to get Geto, right? Okay, cool. That's how we can find him and hopefully get him back.
Yeah.
And then maybe he'll be able to do something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really fun for me in that I feel like hidden inventory is, in my opinion, still like, I'm sure you guys in general love it, but I still think I don't even like using the word underrated, but I feel like it's just so good for JJK as a show. And the fact that this episode was kind of the finale for Geto to have what he wanted made to be realized in a very fucked up way, specifically for Japan. And it's also not the pure kind of specific catch-22 solution of what he would want be here, made through the person that was puppeting his body. It just feels thematically like
darkly poetic.
It feels darkly poetic in a really, really cool way. Because I think Geto's whole stuff and ideas and what he was doing was like, bro, you're choosing the wrong battle. It's the corrupted idealist.
Well, the question that you're struggling with is a good question to struggle with.
Yuki made that point. She's like, I'm with you. It's a tough question.
Right. You're not wrong in the issues that you're perceiving.
Right.
But because you're getting too limited of a perspective, because you're in the middle of it, you don't have somebody to pull you out of it, let you see it with fresh eyes.
Yep. Which is what Yuki was. Yeah.
Right. You then find yourself in basically a false ultimatum or false dichotomy where it's okay, now this means I must do this because that is the only solution, when it's like, no, actually, you're okay, touch grass, pull out SpongeBob, like get a fresh look.
Yeah.
It's not as dire or as simple maybe as you think. And now, hey, it is maybe just as simple as you think, because you're not even involved anymore. It's some other alien dude or whatever that's, new brain in your body, and now this is what's happening.
Yeah.
But
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see more of our reactions, just general discussions and stuff, like we've been doing anime reactions and stuff for a long time here. Please subscribe, check out all of our stuff. We got tons of playlists of many shows that you'd liked and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching the discussion. Thank you so much for watching this series here. We'll be back with you for when JJK
Season
comes
3?
back. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's a season 3 or
what
movie,
it is,
though.
but
they said
this
project.
It's
so.
getting continued.
Oh, it's absolutely getting continued. But
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you all in the next one. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And I'll see you all
Next time.